Hello everybody, good morning and welcome to That's Football. Some big stories to discuss this morning then. Manchester United, Ten Hag, is he really the preferred option? We'll be talking about that. Also, Erling Harlan, Man City, spoke about that a bit last night, but also as well, could we see Conte heading to PSG to replace Pochettino? So lots to get involved in. Literally this morning we've had a story coming from the Manchester Evening News that Ten Hag is Manchester United's preferred option. Look, as a Man United fan, I was speaking about this morning on the United Stand. Very much would love this to happen. What the thing about Ten Hag is, and I suppose the genius of doing That's Football and being able to watch a lot of other footballers, and I'm sure we'll have people who are not United fans who'd agree with me on this, is that if Man City lost Pep or Klopp lost Liverpool or they retired or whatever and they moved on, they would look at Ten Hag would be there. I'm not saying they'd definitely get him, but he would definitely be in their top five, maybe in their top three choices. He is that level of coach who is established in European football, similarly to people like Pep and Klopp in themselves were. I mean, Pep's a bit different, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Man City. Klopp, probably more similar, lesser big club in Dortmund, but everybody knew about Klopp before he went to Liverpool, and everyone knows about Ten Hag. And it's not the Bundesliga, it's Ajax, but he is a very respected coach, and he is somebody that everybody expects to go to a bigger club. Now, Bayern Munich, I wouldn't, if they didn't have Nagelsmann, maybe Real Madrid, maybe Barcelona, but certainly Premier League as well. So Manchester United have got an opportunity there with a manager that is looking to leave Ajax this summer, and there's not really a lot of competition for him at this moment in time. Now that could change, and I think United do need to act, whoever they go for, in this international break for two reasons. One, they need to start planning their summer, because it's going to be a summer where everybody's looking to do business. There's no international football in the summer. There's no COVID problems. So clubs will be looking to spend, and there's going to be a lot of competitions for strikers and midfielders, as we know. So United need a midfielder in place, a manager in place now, so he can dictate what he wants in that summer. Also, if you wait until April, if Real Madrid get knocked out, they may decide to move Ancelotti on. So there are opportunities there, and I think people like PSG and Manchester United are unfortunately out of the Champions League, but they're ahead of the game in the sense that they can hopefully, from a United point of view, and I think PSG will do it as well, start putting things in place to get that manager in, because things could change. So United basically have a free run at Ten Hag. Maybe PSG would like him, although I don't think PSG suits someone like Ten Hag. He may not suit Manchester United. When I think about Ten Hag, I do think about a Man City, I do think about a Bayern Munich, I do think about a Liverpool. I think about clubs that are well run, who are structured in a way that are going to support a manager to implement the system that he wants to implement and the style that he wants to implement. PSG is not that. PSG is not a club that's set for 3 years for Ten Hag to come in and get them playing in the way that he's got his Ajax teams playing. Manchester United needs to be that. They've not always been that, but to be fair, Solskjaer did get 3 years. So Manchester United suits Ten Hag more than PSG, even though PSG is probably the more glamorous club. And obviously his style of football, I think, suits Manchester United more. It's probably unfair to say Pochettino, but if you think about Ten Hag and you watch a bit of Ajax over the years, the Man United play a 4-2-3-1, and I think Ten Hag, whether you call it a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, he can definitely implement his style on United quite quickly, I think. And also, one of the big things is he really likes that attacking, aggressive, on the front foot style of football with width. He likes to play with wingers. So that is traditionally what United want to do. So he does fit us very, very well. And whether he's the preferred option, if you read the article, it also says that Pochettino's under serious consideration. I want Ten Hag as a Manchester United fan. I'm sure rivals would rather we got Pochettino for the reason I don't want Pochettino. But I wouldn't rule Pochettino out of this. United have been long admirers of Pochettino. I think he's yesterday's news, and I think Ten Hag is tomorrow's news. That's why we should be going for him, amongst the reasons I've just discussed there. I wouldn't be getting overly excited. United do have a tendency to spin a story when they're at a low point. We are at a low point. We've just been knocked out of the Champions League. Champions League draw will be on this channel tomorrow at 11 o'clock. We're out of that. We're struggling to be in a top four race. The fan base is talking about protests and Glazers out, and a story about Ten Hag obviously calms the United fan base because they'll start to feel a bit positive. It doesn't mean we will get him, though. I really hope United push forward and do this, because he's not going to solve Man United's problems, but it would be a step in the direction. We'll just have to wait and see. But at the moment, I'm not going to trust it coming from a journalist who's known to have good connections with the club, who might just be putting that out for their reason. And as it says in the article, to be fair, Ten Hag is the preferred option, but Pochettino's under serious consideration and no final decision's been made. You can almost say, what does that even mean? How can you be the preferred option but no final decision's been made and another manager's under serious consideration? To me, that just sounds like there's a bit of a chat going on. Somebody wants Ten Hag, someone wants Pochettino, and it's like, well, he looks better, but it's not over the line, far from it yet. Hopefully it soon will be. Erling Harlan to Manchester City is looking that way as well. It's starting to come out from German sources. It's starting to come out from people close to Dortmund that they think he's going to Man City. So it's Man City or Real Madrid for Erling Haaland. I did a little short video on it last night. It's interesting because people think that the modern game is about not having a number 9 now, because Liverpool don't really play with a number 9. Chelsea have gone back to not playing with a number 9, even when they play with Lukaku, they're not playing with a number 9, are they, on his form? And obviously Man City have always had this sort of false 9 option. The interesting thing is, people start talking, oh, is it modern football not to play with a number 9 now? Pep's sort of been the godfather of that, and yet he's really wanted a number 9 for the last 12 months. He wanted Kane, he didn't get him. He wanted Ronaldo, he didn't get him. And now he's looking at Harlan. So I don't think modern football is going to be not about having a number 9. I mean, look at last week. You've got a hat-trick from Ronaldo that was world-class. Lewandowski did it. Benzema did it. Football's about a striker, isn't it? And I think, I don't want Harlan to go to Man City because he makes them stronger. But I quite like the idea that Pep still sees the value of having a number 9, because I think every player, every manager wants a goal scorer, and every fan wants one as well. So I think it's a good signing for Man City. I'm not begrudging them it. It's disappointing, of course it is. I don't like where my club is, and I don't like seeing a rival strengthen. But that's what happens. I don't respect it, but I understand it. When you're successful and you're trying to build for your future, you add to the successful team that you've got, and Haaland, they've been hinting at it, like I say, with Kane and Ronaldo. They're looking for a top class number 9. It'd be interesting to see how Haaland fits in though, because he's a very explosive striker. I think he can do the link up play and he can do the hold up play, but it'd be interesting to see what Pep does with him. And then also Conte, PSG. I just want to bring this in. It's from Italian reports. They're saying that Conte's got a deal or clause in his contract at Spurs that he can leave Spurs in the summer if an offer comes in. Now, PSG at Conte, I think, would be perfect. Now, there's talk of Zidane, but if Zidane's looking at the French job at Christmas after the World Cup, then Zidane's not going to take the PSG job. And if Zidane doesn't take the PSG job, who's the best option for PSG? And I mean, Conte, let's not pretend that Conte's a bad manager because he's at Spurs. Look at what he did at Juventus. Look what he did at Chelsea. Look what he's done at Inter. PSG and Conte makes a hell of a lot of sense. And that would be a hammer blow for Spurs, because I think actually in recent weeks, Spurs was always going to be a huge job. They're starting to get a bit of stability. The signings of Kulievski and Bentancur have made a big change, and they're starting to look better. But obviously, if Kane's going to leave in the summer, that makes his... Ultimately, if you're Conte, do you want to carry on with the Spurs project, which no one's ever been successful at really, and winning a major trophy, or do you go to PSG and try and be the man that wins the Champions League for the first time? I know where I'm going, and it's Paris. So let's see what happens with that. I mean, I would have always took Conte at Manchester United. We missed the boat on that, and we don't seem to want to do that sort of choice. And I think Ten Hag is the right choice for United now if they make it, but Conte to PSG, it's only a rumour. I'd like to see him stay in the Premier League. I'd like to see him stay at Spurs. I'd like to see the Premier League retain these top class managers like Tuchel and Klopp and Pep and Conte. And I know that makes it harder for my club, Manchester United, but it makes it all the more satisfying if you can get to that level and compete against those quality of managers. So I'd like to see Conte stay in the Premier League, but if PSG did want him, it would make a lot of sense. And from PSG's point of view, he's absolutely perfect. They're not in for long term. They want short term success. They want the Champions League. So let's see what happens with it. Anyway, get your comments in below. Do you believe that Man United are really going to go for Ten Hag? Do you think he's the right man? What do you think about Conte to PSG, Harlan to Man City? Lots to discuss this morning. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. Lots of these videos happening on the channel, as well as a massive weekend of watch-alongs. We've got Arsenal Villa on Saturday. We've got Middlesbrough Chelsea Saturday evening in the Cup. We've got Forest against Liverpool Sunday evening in the Cup. We've also got Formula 1 opening day watch along on Sunday afternoon as well, and we've got the Champions League draw watch along tomorrow at 11 o'clock. That would have been on the United stand, but we all know what happened there, so it's on That's Football. Take care, everyone. Smash a like, subscribe, and I'll speak to you all very soon.